You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 29th meeting for the Michigan City Commission for Women. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for taking out time in your busy schedule, and thank you for all that's viewing for the Michigan City Commissions for Women monthly meeting. We welcome you all, and we're going to begin with taking call to order by our Secretary, Sarah Jones.
Jacqueline Jones.
Present.
Albertine Allen. Present. Nyla Williams.
Present.
Keisha Ward.
Present.
Daisy Lee.
Absent.
Conley.
Absent.
Kiana Edwards.
Absent.
Angela Carter.
Absent.
And Sarah Jones. Present.
Thank you. And the approval of April's, well, we did the approval of March minutes. And I think that we weren't able, because we didn't have a quorum earlier this month on our regular meeting. So if you all can view, does everyone have a copy of the minutes for April? If we can view those.
Election of officers. Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Has everyone had the chance to view them?
I view them now.
You said you viewed them already? Okay. Ms. Allen has motioned to approve. Can we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving forward, the minutes have been approved. Okay, and next, for on the record, Sarah is, again, our new secretary. And Sarah, so you'll know, I will forward you the template for the attendance. Okay? And also, the attendance will need to go forward for March meeting and this meeting. Okay? But I'll make sure you get the template. Next, we have the treasurer's...
March and May?
March meeting.
Yeah.
I will send that to you. Because those need to be, yes, those need to be submitted, the minutes, and then also this meeting, which would be May. Or April. It was April's
Okay,
meeting.
April.
Yep, April. I'll send you all of that. Next on the agenda is Treasurer's Report, Nyla Williams.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, and before you begin, for the record, I did turn over the file, the treasurer file. And so now it's in the treasurer, which is Nyla Williams' possession.
Thank you. Okay, I emailed the treasurer's report to everyone, a few weeks ago when we were supposed to have our meeting, but I will go over, what we have currently and let you know what our balance is. So the last two payments that we had sent out was for the Women's, International Women's Day. And one check was paid to Indiana Deli and Catering, and that was for $1,904. And the other payment was to Ramona Johnson, and that was for the decorating, and that was for $200. Our beginning balance was $12,948.63.
12,000.
That was the beginning balance. $12,948.63. And with those two payments that we made, March 3rd and March 6th, now leaves us a balance of $10,844.63.
Can you repeat that again?
$10,844.63. So that is our current balance to date. Okay.
Today's date is the 29th. Today's the 29th?
29th.
Okay.
And just so you know, I did reach out to the Assistant Controller's Office, Tamiko Smith, informing her that I was the treasurer, and she forwarded me the general ledger information, so that's how I was able to get the information and create the report to send to you all.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your hard work. Appreciate it. So now we all have understanding, clarity of what the balance, the current balance is. Again, is $10,844.63. Can someone please make a motion to approve the treasurer report?
I'll make a motion that we approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so the treasurer's report has been accepted. Old business. We discussed, we're due to discuss the 2025 Women's Equality Day Gala fundraiser. So the last meeting that was in April requested that everyone kind of think about an area that they would like to serve or work in. I did ask Daisy and Nyla if they can kind of oversee the registration and the funding that's coming in, that would be coming in for tickets or whatnot. And Daisy and Nyla overseeing if it's going to be Even Bright or something of that nature. And Sarah, she wasn't here, I don't think, at the last one, but was going to ask if you would continue to maybe the publicity part of it, the marketing part, and also the QR codes or whatnot. And if anyone else wanted to work in that area along with you as well. Sarah, and 9 times out of 10, Sarah, it may require you to work a lot since she's doing the QR code and the marketing or whatnot. It may require her to work along with you, Nyla, and Daisy. So if you ladies can let us know if you accept those challenges or those tasks. Also, we have the areas of, let me back up a little bit. First, we originally discussed maybe having it August the 26th for Women's Equality Day. But however, August is basically around the corner, and we kind of didn't want to rush this. So we're kind of looking at maybe a month or two, actually, if that, for planning purposes. So wanting to, so I was bringing it back to you all to see if we can consider having it at a later date. I did meet with the staff at Blue Chip, and she stated that she had these two dates available, which was Saturday, September the 20th and Saturday, October the 11th. But however, I reached out to some local non-for-profit agencies and to see if they had some things such as IBE, Indiana Black Expo, Minority Health Coalition, NAACP, NYLA, and Franciscan, St. Anthony's, Franciscan Alliance Health, different organizations to see if it's other events being planned around this time, because we do want to be a community that we support one another, even in LaPorte, which is, we're all considered LaPorte County, even to support over in the city of LaPorte. So far, the responses that I received, someone had events, and I'll let Nyla talk about her event for October the 4th, and then Miss Allen to discuss hers. But as far as I'm aware, no one has October the 11th, so that's open. So wanted to know today if you all would consider us moving forward with the date of Saturday, October the 11th.
Can I ask you a question? Is that the date for Blue Chip? October 11th?
Yes.
We should say yes because they don't hold it long.
I think we
I
should.
said we should say yes
solidify
to-
they don't
Well,
have
she
those
did say that she will hold it until after the meeting, after we discuss, so, right, Saturday. So if we all can consider Saturday, October the 11th, it'll give us time to plan more, and then also
Yeah.
October the 11th. So can someone make a motion for Saturday, October the 11th?
I make a motion that we choose October the 11th for the Equality Gala.
Okay, someone second it, please?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so Saturday, October the 11th would be our fundraiser, gala fundraiser. So you all would know, we cannot begin the event until 1 p.m. because Notre Dame is big games going on, and so they have to be cleared out the building. They're not, I guess,
You can't be in there.
you can't be in the same time, no one. So they have to be cleared out, and also North Carolina or something like that. So, the earliest that we can have it, everything will be set up.
Did we have
Everything.
time for the gala?
I don't think so.
We were looking at the
We
luncheon,
were talking about middle of the day. Yeah.
right,
That's the best time.
at 1 o'clock.
You say,
I think, earlier during the day would be,
sure, yeah, absolutely.
The
So,
last time we did this, a lot of people left just because it was in the evening, and older people I was ready for bed at 9 o'clock, I'm ready to go wind down.
we get in and we get out.
I said, older,
I would be in
not
that
those
bunch.
20s.
so we consider 1 o'clock. Again, she has stated that they will have the room set up already, but the earliest that we could get in there would be 1
Or something
o'clock.
like that?
We did
In the
discuss
mid- in the
that
afternoon.
earlier.
Okay.
But by it being 1 o'clock, we may want to look at lunch.
Yeah, well,
The late lunch.
Or late, okay, lunch. Okay, so 1 o'clock, okay, everyone?
Yes.
And so
You
that
could do
room would be,
maybe like an appetizer type.
that's what we're gonna discuss next, okay. So we're looking at 1 o'clock Saturday, and I will confirm that with her.
I'm sorry, I have another question. Did you say you're looking at 1 o'clock?
Well,
Would
we,
it start at 1 o'clock, or that's when we can get into
well, it can, well, we can get in at 1 o'clock, so
Okay.
we can begin. Well, you know what, no, we can start coming in at 12, I think. I think she said to be on the safe side, about 12:30, we can start early, so we'll say 1 o'clock you can start. I think she said 1 o'clock. I'll let you all know at the next meeting if she said, or I can email, but we can say it can start at 1 o'clock. Okay? The next thing on the agenda, it would be in the Stardust room. The Stardust, yes, and that has a stage. But the other room, she could have got us a riser or whatnot, it would have worked, but, we'll have the Stardust Room, Saturday, October the 11th, and we can begin at 1 p.m. So I will, confirm this date with her tomorrow, okay?
Okay, so we're considering heavy hors d'oeuvres
Well,
or?
we're gonna talk
Or you-
about
you're
that
not sure?
next.
Okay.
Okay, so, the next thing we were gonna discuss was the theme. And I know we looked at maybe a tea theme with some fancy fascinators. I think someone threw out about a Kentucky Derby. Nyla had mentioned something, I can't remember that.
Seersuckers and sundresses.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay, so what is that?
Seersucker.
Seersuckers and sundresses.
Seersucker, they don't make seersucker anymore.
Seersucker.
Fine, yeah.
You know them little.
I mean, but also if you did that, you don't wanna limit people thinking they can't come if they don't have the proper attire either.
Well, I was thinking, but we want to also make certain that we include males, gentlemen.
That's why I said
So-
seersucker suit. Seersucker suit.
So what's the
You better go to
seersucker?
K&M.
Just material, certain material. You've
And
seen it.
see, and the thing of it is too, we have to make certain, like what Sarah, because that's a good point. If we do it in the daytime, if we host this in the daytime, which would be 1 o'clock, then we don't have to have everyone concerned about getting a tux or a suit or whatever the case may be. But with a tea or Kentucky Derby or whatnot, even whatever someone, maybe it could be a contest or something for the fancy hats or fascinator, but gentlemen can still come.
Yeah,
It could be, because the
It could encourage them to come.
Kentucky Derby also can be with hats, right? That is hats, yeah, hats. A tea luncheon
Why
can
would we
be,
do the Derby in October?
isn't that, I was gonna say, isn't this a spring thing? The Derby is the early part of the
Derby was
year.
already here, but.
Seersucker is in summer and spring, right?
Yes,
October should be like a.
well, it could be like a tea. It could be
I
a
just really
tea.
wanted that, but I see what you're saying. So,
We want
so this is fall, so
We got time to think about it.
we got time to think about a theme. Let's get the location, the time, and
well, I have to
the
work on
food.
the food, that's gonna be worked around the theme.
Okay.
But she did, so you all would know, looking at lunch, right? She said I can revise the menu, however we wanted to revise it. If, depending on the cost of the ticket, and we have to remember that we want to be able to have the tickets reasonable, but also be able to have
to raise some money.
yes. So looking at something that we can do, a light menu, even if it's, cause I looked at some of it, like even if it's, chicken,
This is chilly in October. You know,
right.
it's cold in October.
So even if
It'll be
it's,
all cold.
well, it'll be early part. So it is the fall,
Yeah, it'd be cold in Michigan City when you get on that lake.
Yeah,
Come across that.
that's why I said let's go beyond
The 11.
and yeah, the 11.
so if we
'cause
look
it's
at
so up and down here.
maybe like, well, we're doing the 11th,
Yeah.
October the 11th, 1 o'clock. If we're looking more, less of, it doesn't have to be like after 5 type of, something different. I was just personally
Business
saying,
attire or something like that.
it can be, it could be a luncheon, we could say luncheon, semi-formal or whatever.
I wouldn't say semi-formal, cause somebody
What would you
might
say,
wanna
business casual?
come. Business casual.
Well, we wanna do a theme though, we wanna kinda base it, so that's why I was saying like a tea or
What's
something
done in,
like that.
what's done in October? Halloween.
I'm looking here, there's Leaves of Laughter.
You know,
You said
fall
burn.
colors,
Right, right.
you know,
Burnt
something
orange.
like, yeah,
Burnt orange and
maybe we can tailor it around there and then they can wear different fall colors.
Foliage.
And that will open it up to, they can wear the greens, the emerald green, the
Nature's
the
Splendor.
nature's,
Oh, that's,
You know,
I'm just
colors.
looking at different theme ideas, Nature's Splendor.
fall
Leaves of
into
Laughter.
nature.
That's a good idea.
okay, so you said Nature Splendor.
That sounds fancy to me.
What other one did you say before that? I'm sorry.
Leaves and Laughter, Nature's
Wait, wait, you
Splendor.
said what in laughter?
Leaves and Laughter.
Leaves and laughter.
It's a decadent dessert, but if we're doing more than desserts.
Okay.
Foliage and Fun.
Is what?
To nature.
Foliage and fun,
I'm sorry.
vintage.
Vintage, did you say?
Yeah.
That would be nice. So nature splendor, leaves and laughter. Oh, a comedian too. Look at a comedian.
Fall into fall.
Fall into fall.
And
That'd
we
be
decorate our
nice.
tables with fall leaves and little bitty small
Easy.
pumpkins and candles.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the lunch part, the menu, then I can kind of look at.
A hot soup and a sandwich.
Yeah, I think.
No, I mean, no, honestly.
They have different varieties of soups and chilies and things like that, or even the heavy hors d'oeuvres can be warm too. So you can look and see what they have, because they have a lot of hors d'oeuvres that are hot.
They do, but then what I'm looking at
Soup
is,
stuff.
I know, I'm just saying for me, and that's a good idea, but however, if, just like with your event, if people are going to pay for a ticket, they want to eat. For an example, when you do yours,
We're gonna
We're
have a
paid.
sit down meal.
exactly,
That's
That's
different.
dinner.
Yeah,
This is a luncheon.
but right, but if you're
How
paying,
much are you gonna pay for the ticket?
so if we're looking at maybe 60 a ticket or two,
You looking too
For
high.
100.
Yeah,
Chicken and dressing.
Well,
That's a
We're
chicken
doing
and dressing
100.
price.
well, you're gonna pay for what you want to
I would
attend.
say 40 and below.
For lunch.
But you're not gonna find that on that menu. I'm gonna share that right now. You're not gonna find that on that menu. Honestly, you're not.
She need to give us a menu and let us look.
Yeah, let's
We
let's
did.
think
I could
about
do it all in
that.
one day, right?
Right,
not do
but
today.
let me finish. Let
Okay.
me throw this out here, so you all know, because we all have planned. All of us have planned. But we have to keep in mind, we're looking for, it's a fundraiser, and we are looking to replenish. So I'm saying that to say, if we begin $60 a ticket, we pay over more than, pay way more than that, even for lunches that I've attended in the daytime. And I don't want to say different organization names, and I'm certain that you attended some too, but it was like.
But the
I'm like,
galas is the ones, if it's a true gala,
This wasn't.
that's 60 or higher.
We paid
not
at a
at
luncheon,
lunchtime.
even the, okay, I don't want to throw out names, but even at the ones that you and I, that you even hosted, the last one, you were the host, that ticket was $60, and it was a nice lunch. They had, one year they had pasta, one year they had the mashed potatoes and the beef tips. You know, I don't want to throw out their names, but it was, the tickets were $60, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I guess
When
we
you
need
say
to
a
look
gala,
at,
that means,
so maybe we not say it's a gala.
It's not a gala, it's a luncheon.
okay,
Can say a
take the
luncheon.
gala off of
Take
here,
the
but that
gala
makes a
off.
difference.
Okay.
Fundraiser, but I think we really can't move forward with the cost until we get a menu. And then we can
Right.
look at it.
But
and
I'm
then
sure,
let's pick what we,
and I'm gonna share with you, anything, it's nothing really under $30.
what, a person, per person?
Yes. And I can try to talk with them, but I'm sorry to,
Well, you know,
Again, it's a
we're
fundraiser.
only charging $50 a ticket for the ball. And you getting a sit-down meal, yeah. Yeah.
We
What
can't.
did we do the last one?
The $60 for lunch.
Find.
let me talk to her, I'm gonna go and talk to her, and I'll get some options, and then I'll bring that
That
back.
ain't free.
Is that another, do we have another location?
Well, the reason I recommended Blue Chip is because we don't have to pay for the venue.
But the food is gonna take up the part that you would have paid someplace.
No, not really, because even if we don't have to pay, huh?
The senior center, what is ORAC or the senior center?
I only paid $4,800 for my breast cancer ball. That was food, tablecloths, napkins, all that stuff. It was $48 and some change. $48,800, shit, and some change.
Okay, but in saying this, I'm just saying,
And that was the
with Blue
venue.
Chip, with, and I get that, but with Blue Chip, again, they have the decor, we don't have to worry about that. We have the space. The food, we're gonna be able to meet that anyway. the prices, even if you had yours at 48, our venue is not gonna cost. The cost,
See, that was the venue, the food, the decorations, everything was
but
included.
it depends on what your menu was.
That, whatever, I know, we had a good
plated meal.
we had a meal,
Yeah.
and you had cornbread dressing, green beans, potatoes.
$5,000, that's not
Right.
bad. To
Salad,
take out of our,
You
dessert.
had hot coffee.
But we're
hot
not
waffle.
taking out. We're not taking out.
right,
You
but
can take
the
it,
food is
take it.
gonna be that amount and more.
But we're
So
not
we-
paying the venue.
Right,
what I'm
I get it, but their food is gonna take that cost to another level. So yeah, we may not pay for the venue, but we're gonna pay for it in the food.
Well, okay, how about this? I'm going to talk with her, and then we'll come up with something, and I'll bring that back. I will also go to ORAC and talk with him, but, and then after this, we can talk, but,
Okay, so.
I'll bring it back, we'll bring it back.
I just
So
think
we'll
that
just,
it's a nice place to be, the Blue Chip, but the
It is.
food is gonna override what it would cost you in the first place if you.
not really though.
Yes, it
I
does.
disagree with that part, cause we had several.
Bethel been right there with that, and then it got to be over $8,000 when we finished.
But it depends on what it is, and then plus two,
What about the senior center? We don't have to pay for that, right?
no, but it's the catering part. So by the time we cater, so let me get the options and I'll come back with it.
Cater
That's
for-
good.
So let's table
Very
it,
good.
let's table it.
I see what you're saying, so like, like the ORAC with paying for the venue and the catering might
It's
be
still probably
cheaper,
gonna be
say it's
cheaper.
5,000 there, but turns out 8,000 at Blue Chip, even though the venue is free. So
Right.
I see what you're saying, where
So we
we
need to look at
could
the
save
cost.
money looking at another venue if the food is cheaper than what Blue Chip is.
Okay,
offering.
so what I would do is I'm gonna get with her, I'm gonna have her hold the date.
Okay.
I will reach out to a couple of others to see if they have that date, October the 11th. And then I will talk and discuss with others about, that, and I'll bring it back to our next meeting, okay?
Get a price for some caterers, just in case you.
I will do that too, I'm gonna include a couple of caterers
Yeah.
and see about that.
So what is our goal for the number of people that we, do we have a goal?
Yes, you talking about for gold
Number.
people?
Mhm.
Looking at probably up to 300, and that room will accommodate up to
Okay, so
5.
it just gives us an idea.
So 300 won't fit in ORAC, I can tell you that right now.
So looking at the International Women's Day, we had 240. So we're looking at 3 because it's going to be the entire LaPorte County. We want to include the entire LaPorte County. Going to have different businesses and organizations as sponsors. So hoping the goal is for them to purchase tables. Then also another portion of it that we discussed that we were gonna give out rewards or awards. And then the participants that's going to receive the award, then they can have tables for supporters. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the attendance as well. And then it'll be a mass, going out in mass. So looking at about 300. That's the goal to raise.
No. You go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, well, we can't have side conversations. We'll do,
We gotta stop real quick, go ahead.
okay, but we'll do, how about, we can't do side conversations. So let's bring it back, let's bring it back. So
Next meeting.
I'm calling it back in order. And how about this? I'm going to reach out I'm gonna talk with her at Blue Chip. I'm gonna ask her tomorrow to keep the date October the 11th. I will reach out to ORAC, and I will reach out to a couple of caterers, and I will get some bids going, and then I will bring it back. So we can table this. We can table
Ask
it.
her to give you a copy of the written menu, because you can make interchanges on that
She
menu.
talked to me about it.
Okay.
Yes, she
And
did.
before
She
you
did talk
table
to me.
When you do that, can we get the information before our next meeting instead of waiting to the next meeting?
I can email it.
So then we'll
So
have
we
some
won't be opening it up.
open it and
Okay.
talking a whole
At
lot
this time,
about it.
yeah.
So let's look at it.
Okay,
in the
I'll
email.
email
Some
it.
ideas and prices, and then we'll
Okay.
have a better idea before the next meeting.
I'll email it. Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Jackie.
you're welcome. Okay, we just can't have no side conversations. We gotta bring it back to order. Okay? So, and I get it. We all have good ideas, you know, and we don't
To
wanna
write it
knock
down before
any.
it go by, because you know, seniors lose their thoughts.
So the theme, we do have several options of themes. We have nature splendor, leaves and laughter. If we did leaves and laughter, maybe a comedian, if it's gonna be something with the laughter, bring a comedian in. You said something about vintage. Somebody said vintage. You said
Fall into fall.
fall into fall. All of these are nice themes. You said something about vintage though.
Yeah, it was just vintage.
Oh,
Just like-
okay. So we're gonna table this. I will bring it back prior to the meeting. Speaking of our meeting, that would be June 19th, which is the citywide event celebration for Juneteenth. So we will have to reschedule that one.
Before or
So
after.
it's up to you all. We can do it, cause I have to let Andrew Alco know. Do you all wanna keep it on a Thursday or Wednesday?
I don't care either.
For the 17th.
I don't care either way.
Okay, so June 19th is Thursday, which would have been our meeting, so we can do it the 26th or the 12th, or we can do it Wednesday.
The 18th. June, you have on here June 18th.
Oh, do I? Okay. I said June 17th or 18th.
18th, so.
Is the 18th okay? Everyone?
They're fine with me.
18th
Is that Wednesday?
Yeah. That's fine.
or the 17th? Or we can do it on the Thursday, we can do it the 26th.
I can do it the week before.
On the 18th or the 17th?
That Thursday, I guess.
The Thursday, not the 19th, you talking about the 12th?
Wednesday. Yeah, you said not Juneteenth, yeah.
Right, 18th?
18th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can someone motion that our meeting's on the 18th to reschedule?
I motion that our meeting is rescheduled for June 18th.
Same time.
Can someone second?
I second.
Same time?
Yes.
5:30. Okay, so our next meeting would be Wednesday, June 18th, 5:30, room 108. Motion by Keisha, second by Nyla Williams. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, meeting confirmed for next month. And areas of interest. I know we discussed, do you have an area of interest, Keisha?
Yes, I emailed it to you.
You did? I didn't see it. Can you verbally tell me?
Yeah, I was interested in decorating.
The decor? Okay. All right. Any other area? We're gonna need registration.
Yeah, for the fundraiser.
Well, not registration, but the greeting table. We'll need the greeting table. We're also gonna have a silent auction too, so.
Okay.
A silent auction, so I would need help in that area too. That's the area I'll be working in as
Is
well.
that something we said for sure we're gonna do?
Well, we
Or is this just
discussed it.
ideas?
For the fundraiser part of it. That was included in the luncheon.
Okay. So
So you will have
Silent-
silent auction,
you
With
gonna
the
give away
luncheon.
some awards.
and what are you gonna have in the silent auction?
Well, we were talking the last meeting, we had discussed about the different baskets. That they would be basket and it would be silent auction. So basically, you would go around, view it, start it off. We could do a silent auction or we can do like, and I've seen that done too. Someone was an auction, or what do you call them?
That'll take some time, so we need to think about this. So
No, the reason, it won't, have you been to the
Yes.
Okay, because that's a good fundraiser too. That's a good
we need to
fundraiser.
be able to get those items too and have people to donate. So that would be on us to
Sponsors,
to do that.
right.
You know, so if we want the people to either sponsor, to come and get a table, or to give us items, but we like more.
Both.
Okay.
So,
And the awards too.
mhm.
What is it
Spend all
about?
your money before you get it.
Yeah, so we need to,
Okay.
let's tailor it to fit something, but I don't think we need to throw everything in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me share this, if I may.
It's gonna cost us.
Let me share, because we may be able to have sponsors to donate trophies or plaques.
Okay.
So that can be looked in, and that's an area that I'm gonna work in, is the sponsors. And I was working with the items for, that's part of the sponsors, items for the baskets. Okay? Just want us all, okay, let's pull this back in, okay? The only reason that I'm saying it can be done, because again, we all are planners and we all have done these before. So we just gotta keep in mind,
But we just, at our event, we just had the silent auction. We didn't have anything other than that. And it went,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
have to keep track of the table.
and it can be a silent auction. I was just saying, if we do the silent auction, I've seen it both ways. We could do the silent auction or have someone verbally, announce what item and do the bid, but we could do a silent.
You know, like that. We did that a long time ago, but
The silent auction.
was the best option because you put the papers on the table,
I think
list what they
either or.
are, and then you put a starting price.
Right.
And then you put increments, and then you just have somebody.
I was looking at the silent auction, but I was just sharing with you all that could be done too. But the silent auction, that's what I was recommending. And I will be looking for sponsors regarding the silent auction, along with, maybe getting someone to sponsor or donate the plaques or whatnot for the awards. And later we can decide if it would be more than an award. I'm just putting this out there a little bit.
I think either, and let the board decide, not just one person or a couple people. We all need to be on the same page and agree. So it needs to be, the board is saying, yes, we want to do this. So I'm just saying, silent auction or awards. I don't think we need to do awards. Well, that's my opinion, and, we can put it out there and let the board decide, but between silent auction and awards, it's just, we're racking up more money. Even though you say you could try to get it,
Mhm.
that's just a lot still on you.
No, you can't say
And-
it's a lot on me. So go ahead.
Okay.
Because see, you know how you plan, and that would be
And I
unfair
know
for me
it's
to say.
a lot of moving parts.
But then you
I've
have
been
to-
doing this for a long time.
I know, but then you know what? The thing of it is you get it done. So that's a good thing, and I'm giving you a compliment. You do excellent. So you have to give me the same opportunity to be able to get it done. So that's
It's
all I'm
not
saying.
that I'm saying that you can't do it.
Mhm.
It's should we do it? I'm not saying that it's,
Okay.
yes, it's a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of work. Not that you can't do it, or none of us can't try to pull it all together, but should it be that way? So we need to
Okay, well,
look
let
at a
me,
full agenda.
let me
Okay.
announce the reason why, okay? So let me rephrase it a little bit, okay? So, the auction part of it, the silent auction will be part of the fundraiser to gain more funding, okay? It is a community event, and we had discussed it prior, and I think it was actually, I think you were in the discussion, Nyla, to also be able to recognize ones that's in the community that don't really get that recognition at time. They're behind scenes. So it's not saying that we have to give it money or
Can I
what.
say something?
I just gotta finish.
Okay, hurry up, because I'll lose my thought.
Okay.
No, finish, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm saying to just recognize a couple. I'm not saying a whole bunch. Remember, I don't know if you can recall, we said that everybody maybe can come up with a person and we'll bring that individual back at a we'll bring that name at a meeting. All of us have a name and we bring it to the meeting. If it's 3 names or 4, and then maybe, I was just saying, maybe I can have a business or something giving us or donating a plaque or whatnot that we can, or I may even take it out of my pocket and pay for the plaque or whatnot. A small token or whatnot, then we can revisit it. We say, hey, we want to give up a plaque and a gift certificate or something. Because you do have some that do a lot of work within the community, but they're not really recognized. It's the same ones. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that recognizing 3 people, then also that's another way that we can gather more funding. If those individuals that's recognized, they want supporters, they're gonna have supporters that come out too, to see that they're receiving their rewards, so they may purchase tables. That's another way that we can get the attendance in there. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms.
I was gonna say, we're shadowing or copying the same thing NAACP and the Human Rights Commission does. They give awards every year. The Human Rights is coming up this month, June.
But,
And,
right,
and
they
it's
may-
someone in the community. So, we want to do something a little different. We don't want to do the same thing NAACP is doing it.
And I
Human
get it,
rights.
but again, what the key word that I was saying is ones that's not really recognized. You have some that's
Well,
recognized, the
they-
same ones, the
they
same
recognize
ones.
Different people in NAACP to choose different people each year. I don't know all the names of the people that have gotten awards from them, but I think we could just sit back and think of something a little different. We got time to think of a little.
What's the purpose of it? So is it, our focus will be on those who are the unsung heroes? Let's think about what the reason is for these awards. What specific area are we targeting? The criteria, let's look at that. If that's what we're going to do. Not just, okay, we're just gonna have some awards, but why?
Then that's fair.
And
What
the
reason?
that-
Even, because we're all from different entities in the community, representing different entities in the community. So like maybe I could be responsible for maybe someone who's involved in education and health and non-for-profit and mental, or whatever our criteria. Like, then we
That's a
can
good
bring
idea.
those to the table. And then we have at least a limit, and we're all supporting someone that represents our given seat. And so it ties
Yeah,
into, this
see?
is a reason for the commission. We're here to
Right.
represent the education field. We're here to represent the medical field, or.
See, that's a good idea, to me. That's a good idea, to me. So, if you all, I think it's a good idea, and it does represent Michigan City Commission for Women.
Yeah.
And you have 8, how many is it, 8 of us?
Should be
I think so.
9, is it 9?
Is it?
I'm
Well,
not
we don't
saying
have-
we'd go with all of those, but those are the nomination names we could have, and then going through, picking 3 out of those 9 and narrowing it down, or 4, or whatever you have in mind. So it's not just a free-for-all, and then we end up with 5 people who are all for the same thing. That way we can kind of spread it out across our different
So what do you think about
community
that?
areas.
Yeah.
And what will we
Sounds
do
good.
if we don't do it? What will we replace it with?
Okay. I was
I
gonna
mean,
ask,
anything.
right, what do you think about it?
I mean, it's a fair enough idea. I'm not over the moon about it. I'm not either way about it. It's okay if we do it. If we don't do it, I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't really have a preference there.
And Nyla, how do you feel about it?
I mean,
That
as long
idea?
as we have, the reason behind it, the criteria, and what we're gonna focus on.
Would you like me to put something together? I'm with you,
Right.
I'm a.
Like I said, it could be just a
Those are my
silent
things.
auction
Criteria.
and have a speaker. So we need to look at what all is going into this for the day. Did you want to have a keynote speaker? We're gonna do a silent auction, we're gonna have awards, what all we're gonna have, because then that's going to.
Well, with the silent auction, that's not gonna take up a lot of time.
It's just people walking around
Right,
looking at the
that's
stuff.
right, and then we're going to
Take
announce
time
that. So that's basically just announcing. A speaker, yes, it may take up some time. With the awards, however Sarah or we all put that together or whatnot, I would say they're just gonna be brought up someone maybe speak on them for brief, no more than 5 minutes, if that, and then they're handed the award. How do you feel about it, Miss Tiny?
That sounds nice. I just need something to look at.
Okay,
So different areas to look at.
okay,
Then we can think about who we would like to nominate for that. But then that wouldn't be live because we don't want to give up the person's name before we get through.
yes. Well, it won't be live. We can do that afterwards,
Yeah.
right? Or we can email. Sarah, can you put something together, what you just mentioned, that idea, and
Yeah.
send that out to everyone, and then they have the opportunity to bring a name back at the next meeting or
It
something.
could be like
Is that-
medical.
We can talk about it.
And I didn't know,
Maybe we can talk about it.
you
later.
mentioned not knowing ahead of time, well, you wanted them to know ahead of time so then people would support them, whatever.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
So even that couldn't then tie into maybe that person, or those are our speakers, and
Okay.
giving them a chance to kind of tell what they do and how they contribute, or whatever your topic is for the speakers. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a separate entity, you could give that to them
That's a good
to
idea.
use them as a speaker.
okay.
Will there be one main keynote you have in mind?
Well, looking at that, wanting to bring someone in that's gonna draw a crowd. We will have the mayor maybe to make some remarks or whatnot, but kind of wanted to, and I know this may sound far out, but just to see, there's a, newswoman or anchor woman. Her name is Valerie on Channel 7. Maybe to reach out to her. She's kind of local in the Chicago area, but she's on Channel 7 News, just to kind of draw.
Warner?
Yes,
Val Warner.
Val Warner, just to draw a crowd, someone. But you're welcome to throw out some names as well.
I don't have any girls.
I'm just saying, you all are welcome to, if you know someone that you thought that may bring an interest, Nyla, if you know of someone, Sarah, the whole entire commission.
So would we have to pay this lady?
I need to get the information. We're gonna have to probably pay a speaker, depending on who it is. So it could be maybe a senator somewhere from Indiana. It could be,
We want to get a female. This is
well, actually, it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be
but
on.
it should be nice if you had a female.
Right, that'd be fine, but I'm just saying, actually it won't be on, Women's Equality Day, because that's our August the 26th. So we'll be placing that later, so, with something. So if you all have an idea, that was just one of mine that I was thinking, seeing, and I know we have to reach out and see if it's a cost. That's why I need to get on that now. But again, I'm certain that you all know or are aware of some speakers, or you can bring those names back, or if you want to email, if you can email or whatnot. Or even if you have a connection or something of that nature and that you want to reach out, just, let us know who it is, and then we can move forward with it, okay? But we really need someone, a good header, okay? So, I was saying, again, about the price, the reason I was saying 60, again, if the dinner or the lunch was 30 or whatnot, we still have $30 that we're profiting off that ticket. Or we can discount it 2 for 100 or something like that. You're still making some type of a profit. Okay, so moving on from there.
Honestly, that's around what we had the last time we did a fundraiser like this.
It was $60?
I wanna say that sounds either 50 or 60.
We charged $60 for our tickets last year.
No, I'm thinking from the gala we did, a couple.
At the Orlac,
Yeah,
those tickets weren't
what
$60.
were they?
I think the tickets were $50.
I was gonna say they were either 50 or 60 or
But
so.
what year was that?
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, it was just 2 years?
That was 2 years ago, because Christina and I were still there, and we decorated the tables.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll discuss that. We'll, some thought about
We
that.
had it at the Uptown Theater.
Pardon me?
The one before that was held at the Uptown Theater
Well, how many, what was that? The
on
ticket?
Franklin Street. The cost was terrible.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
We spent too
So-
much money. We spent too much money is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So new business, the ordinances, we do need to review those, right? And we can, at the next meeting, I'll have something printed up and to hand out, because we really need to view that, to make certain that we're in line with everything. Also, another topic we need to discuss is attendance. My understanding, we really only can miss 3 meetings, and we've been very lenient. So, and I understand things happen, emergencies come up or whatnot. It may be times in the winter that we may have to meet Zoom or something of that nature. But we just really want to take consideration of, you know, how many meetings. I do know one person that has responded, but she's responded, and she's in the academy, and today is her graduation. So I'm aware about her, and Miss Linda did. She was another one that responded that she wasn't able to today, but the attendance really needs to be discussed, and so you all would know really you're only supposed to miss only 3 meetings. And if you know, you really can't take a part or be a part of the commission. We just really need to know, and then therefore we can inform the mayor's office, and so another appointee, you know, someone can be appointed in the position.
So is there anything in there like today was, I wasn't aware that it was gonna be rescheduled to today until you sent the email the other day, so I was able to finagle some scheduling, so things like that.
Well, what had
Possibly
happened,
excused.
we met last
Yeah.
week, and we didn't have a quorum.
Right, I was here, we talked about next month because of Juneteenth, but we didn't actually say we were rescheduling this month's.
Oh,
So I was not even aware until you sent the email on the 27th, so I actually
I
had
thought we
something else
did.
going on,
I thought
or I don't
we,
recall, because we were just
Yeah.
having conversations.
because I
but-
thought you, when you were here, that you gave a date, or you put
Yeah,
a
we
possible,
talked
yeah,
about
we
it.
talked about it, and then I said that I would put it out there, email, and I thought I did.
I know we did the 19th for next
I
month,
was
but
out of
I
town.
wasn't sure.
Okay.
I was out of town.
But things
Yeah.
like that, like if we
Okay.
do have to reschedule for some
Okay.
reason, thinking about that as an absent, because like I'm very schedule oriented. I know like Thursdays my daughter does soccer practice, so I
Okay.
have to arrange for someone
Okay,
when we have a commission
Right.
meeting, so I wasn't prepared for
right.
that today.
Okay. And see, and the reason that we rescheduled, because
Yeah.
to keep it fair for the ones that did show,
Mhm.
we didn't want them to have to miss the meeting, so that's why we
Right.
rescheduled for those
I'm just throwing it out
purposes.
there, like things like that might need to be more of like an like
Okay,
exemption, like it's not my fault it got rescheduled and I can't
right.
change I put
Right,
it in my
I get
calendar the third,
Okay.
time, that's my free day.
Or we would have to come up or consider if we don't have a quorum, what day, I'm pretty certain everyone's not gonna wanna miss out on the meeting.
Right.
But however, maybe we come up with a date, if we're gonna do it, the following Thursday, or, we're gonna have to come up with something, but really the main thing of it is, so we don't have to continue rescheduling these meetings, we have to really kind of buckle down regarding
Or
the
even if, like,
attendance.
when you send the agenda out, 'cause you usually send that out ahead of time,
Mhm.
so maybe we could all like respond, I plan to be there, and, cause like last Thursday, I arranged, it was a hot mess last Thursday. I had to arrange for 2 different kids to get a ride somewhere because I was
And I
coming here.
understand.
And then I get here and no one's here. So maybe we could all respond when you send the agenda so that you're aware, okay, we have enough for a quorum if everybody's coming,
Right.
unless, you know,
And then I can
emergencies
put that in,
happen,
I can put that out there too. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. I can put that out there too. But
But we're not
again,
driving here and then we don't have the quorum and we're
Right.
just here like last week.
and I understand, and I get that, and I get that.
You know, something
But
else that
to
can go
make
wrong, too,
certain-
is it's beginning to be summer,
Pardon me?
and people take vacations, and so, you know, we're gonna have to think about that.
But this was going on prior to the summer.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna get worse come summer, because
Right.
people are leaving with their children to vacations to Disney
And
World
that's
all
true,
that stuff.
and that's
So we need to
understandable.
think of something that we can do.
That's understandable, and I get that too, vacations. But however, we still have to put something in place regarding attendance. Because it's just been it's been ongoing ever since last year. So we do need to set something in place, but however, say for an example, Sarah has, a vacation that day. And if she knowing that she's gonna have that vacation and she puts that out there, then we can say, well, at that time, do you all mind if we have it next Thursday or something like that?
I'm not saying change the date, because you may go on vacation, she may take a vacation to visit her kids, I may go someplace else, and there may be 5 people on vacation at one time. Summertime is hard times for commission meetings. It's really hard. It's really hard to get everybody here all summer long. So
Okay,
we need
so-
to think about that, because there may be 3 months in the summer where we don't have a quorum.
But we still have to have our meetings, and I get what you're saying, but however, this has gone on even prior to the summer coming up.
Well, I understand that.
So we have to have something in place, because if we don't, it's gonna continue.
I think in the ordinance, in the, whatever.
And I think it says 3.
Three meetings.
Right.
Right, and then it's always, if it's already there, I don't think we need to change it or anything. We just need to be enforced and just reminded. And if we get the information out early enough to us, when you're sending the emails for the agenda and everything, we should have time enough to look at our calendar, see if we can make it, and make sure that we're responding back to you to say whether or not we're gonna be here. You'll know whether or not you're gonna have a quorum, and if you see that 4 people is not gonna be here, we're not gonna have a quorum, then we could possibly reschedule in enough time for Andy and the crew and,
Okay.
you know, everybody else, but
Okay, so
I think that'll work.
and that's a good idea. That is, thank you for that recommendation, Nyla. My question is, after we reschedule and you still have absences, how do you all want to move forward? Do we still enforce the 3? That's what I'm saying. Are we enforcing that still? And I think we can't change it anyway. It's 3.
No, it has to go to the
Absent.
city council, but no, we need to enforce it.
That's all I'm saying. That part. But that is a good recommendation.
But I think, again, we also need to keep in mind,
The summer.
if you change the day and I have planned every
Right.
third Thursday, it's not my fault if I'm absent because you reschedule for a
Right.
following week.
Right.
I dedicate my third Thursday with there's occasionally
Right.
something I can't wiggle around, but just keeping that in mind,
Right.
because that ended up happening for me this year. I ended up having some school things go on, and I just couldn't change it up.
And that's understandable. So wouldn't that work, what Nyla just mentioned, like, if we put it out there
Yeah.
prior and make certain that everybody's responding and and based on the response, that we move forward. If not, then we choose a date that everybody, like you said,
Yeah.
but we want to make certain that it's fair with you
It should
too.
be an excused absence, especially if she said that she can make it on our regular
Right,
day.
that's what I was more so referring
And
to.
then when we respond back to that email saying, yes, we can,
Mhm.
but the rest could not, then those who could should
Right.
not be
And it
penalized.
should.
It should be an excused
That's what I was
absence.
looking more for, like,
Yeah.
it's not my fault that I'm absent because it
Right,
got
'cause
changed.
she would have been here on that third Thursday.
Right.
you know.
That's
And
all
then,
I
honestly, everybody was here at the last meeting, but we
Yeah.
didn't, not everybody. It was some that was present. But however, it was some that was absent and we couldn't move forward, you know?
Yeah.
And I appreciate the ones that was able to make it. And things happen. Sometimes some may be ill or something, but I'm saying on a consistent basis. That's what I'm saying. On a we have to.
Once we get to where we have to postpone our events because we can't get enough meetings in
Right.
to plan the events,
We
is
have
where it
to,
becomes
right,
problematic.
and that's what's taking place now.
Okay.
Okay, so we just want to make sure we'll discuss that, and thank you for that recommendation, Sarah, thank you. And the next meeting, I will make certain that everyone, you know, put something in the email. It's very important for you to respond if you're going to attend or not, okay?
And also put in there what you said you were gonna do about the things that we're discussing about the event.
Okay,
So we have time to look it over, think about it, so we'll have ideas when we get here.
okay,
That'll save us a lot of time.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. City Council, no one's here to give comments. Commissioners' comments, anything coming up? For, I can say, June 19th, there is flyers. Flyers available. Celebration will be Thursday, June 19th, Washington Park at the Guy Amphitheater, beginning at noon until 9:30 p.m. There's a lot of youth activities taking place, free activities for the youth. Vendor market, free food, free hamburgers, free hot dogs until the supplies run out, and chips and bottled water. Live entertainment, nice band, very nice R&B jazz band, comedian, an impersonator, that part's supposed to be a surprise. A play that's gonna be on the Guy Amphitheater stage. Labizniak is going to participate, a craft corner for the children, game truck. There will be food trucks as well in the evening part, if any wants more food besides the free hamburgers and hot dogs, giveaways. So it's really gonna be nice, so asking for everyone to come out and support. Oh, and that's another thing, asking if the Commission for Women want to participate by setting up a table. It is free to set up a table, we just have to have our own table. We have our banner, we have our tablecloth, I can bring a table. So just wanted to know if we're gonna set up a table, if anyone or who would like to volunteer.
What time does that start?
It starts at noon, but it's an all day. So if you can't set up the whole entire time, that's fine. We can take turns representing the table if you all want to. Just need to know if we're gonna set up a table.
And that's the 19th.
Yes,
And it's you said, we're in Fetters Alley, like.
yes. I think it would be a good idea, yes, that we have a table set up, but unfortunately, I'll be working, volunteering at this, so I won't be able to sit at the table. But if you all want to set up a table and take turns, or if, however you want to do it, just let me know so I can get the trunk with our decor and resources. Okay,
So that's a Thursday.
Thursday, June 19th, beginning noon. But you can set up at any time, we just need to know, they need to know, the event department.
I could do it, I don't wanna stay the whole day, just cause I'll have my daughter, and my husband's working during the day, so.
And it's lots of events for the youth, lots of events from,
Yeah, but
I
if I'm
think
at a
12
table,
to
I'm at a
3.
table, she can't go on her own, she's
Right,
8. So, but I could do it if somebody else could
Okay.
do stuff
take
more,
turns,
or I
or you're-
could just, I mean, I can leave whenever I'm done.
And then even
No
take
problem.
turns with you so your daughter will be able to enjoy the activities. Like, or say if you were,
Her sister take her out.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else gonna man the table? Anybody else?
I don't know yet.
I
I
don't know.
gotta check. I don't know if I'll be
I
in
got
town.
an event that evening too, so I have a lot going on.
What you do?
So yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't have a beach sticker, so
Okay, we'll make sure.
I'll make sure
I'll
I
make
did,
sure.
but I didn't have a problem last year when I did it.
I can't stay all day, I can do a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep me company.
yeah. I'll let you know.
Okay, I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
And things.
And I have a table too, so I don't need, I have just
Okay.
maybe some of the,
What are you gonna put on the table?
our brochures, our flag,
Whatever's in
our
that
table cover.
trunk. I think it's a banner.
Yeah.
What's in that trunk? Banner,
We got
tablecloth.
stuff to, you know, give
I think it's
people about what
pamphlets
we
and
do
stuff
and
like
something
that.
like that.
It's brochures in there.
Okay.
Grab a pile full.
So I'll let you, Sarah, Miss Tiny, and Keisha discuss what times, you know. So, that's all. Oh, I'm sorry, I do need to revisit this. We need to talk about this. I got the answers regarding the Women to the Front exhibition proposal for the Lebizniak Center for the Arts. Janet Block did, present at our last meeting in April. And she requested a donation from us, and you all wanted me to ask her the question, will it be local exhibitors there? And she stated no, but however, she said that it's a traveling, I think one of you all had made mention of that anyway, that I think it was you, Nana, thought that maybe it was gonna be a traveling exhibit anyway, that is going place to place, but there's no local, but it's local participation, that's how she stated it. It was local.
How is it local participation?
Not with the exhibitors, but I guess it would go place to place or however she was saying.
Local in this city? Or what does she mean local?
It's not exhibitor, it's no local participants,
artists. No
no
artists
artists,
from
no local artists from here.
It wouldn't support our community people, but
Right.
it would give them
But however,
an experience
right,
to our community.
right, that's a good way. Also, again, I'm just gonna throw out there, for the Lebizniak Center, they are known to participate in the community. They do they participate with a lot of youth, a lot of community events where they have free art or whatnot. They allow organizations to come into their facility. They do have supplies, arts, and different things of that nature. I'm not saying that we are saying $1,000 or whatnot, but if we can donate something towards it, but I'm just that's just my recommendation, maybe give some sort of a donation. Because again, she stated, she did, in the proposal, it is different categories, but she stated that they can be revised, that we don't have to give 1,000, we don't have to give the 750, we don't have to, the 5,000, the 2,500, the 1,000, the 500, it could be revised.
Well, you know, that doesn't have to be revised. If they want a contribution, we can give what we can give them.
Right.
And I'm sure they will accept it.
Right,
We don't have to worry about what's on that paper.
right,
I'm kind of torn. You know,
okay.
I understand they do things in the community. Now, if this was a different type of event, it depends on what the event is. Just because someone comes and asks, yes, they're supportive, but this event or whatever they're doing, it's just not with it being with the local thing, that kind of,
What's the actual event again?
It's the Women to the Front. Did you get one? Has everybody received one?
That might have been the day I wasn't here.
Okay. So everybody received one to be able to view it. And we were due to come back at the next meeting. We all agreed to come back and discuss it once I
Yeah, right here.
gave you all the information. And she did state that there's no local participants in this exhibit. So, I mean, the floor is open. And again, my recommendation is the involvement of them in the community. Some sort of a contribution, if we give them some sort of a contribution. But does anyone have any other recommendations?
Well, I expressed myself last time, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, not certain, what did you say?
I expressed myself the last time, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. Yours was, I just want to recall, yours was regarding the local participants. You were interested in local participants.
It's nothing against the Business Center because they're doing it, but if it was a different type of thing that they were doing, and it meets certain criteria, that it's local, that it's doing this, it's for, our kids, our adults, or whatever, that's different. This is an event that's a traveling type of thing. Do we want to put the money towards that? I just don't agree with it.
Okay.
I support them in what they're doing. If it's something else that they have coming up, let's
Okay.
look at and revisit that. But for that specifically,
Okay.
no, I just don't feel comfortable. That's just my opinion.
Anyone else?
Not really. I could agree to a donation, but small.
Okay.
So this is an exhibit that they're bringing here to the Besnick Center
It's like a
from
travel.
June to October.
Mhm.
And they're asking for funds to help support that
Look at it like that.
exhibit, which would be open for people in our community.
Yes.
That's a free event, like these are free activities throughout this time frame to go see, or is there an admission you pay to go see these different exhibits?
You know what?
Because, and I'm asking, because if it was more of a free type event, that would benefit our community being able to see these different exhibits.
And I'm not certain, did she say if it was a free event? Because I do know,
Well, it looks like it's multiple events over the span of June to October, the date here. I wasn't here for that, so I'm sorry.
because I know it says private exhibit tour with a wine and, so I think this is an expanded
So
time.
is this exhibit going to give our community, women or children, a benefit of learning something cultural or about women artists? Or do people still have to pay to go in, which would not really benefit?
And see, I don't recall honestly if she stated if it was an admission. Does anybody else recall?
I don't think I saw it in there, but I don't like the papers all of them.
Right. I thought I had some notes in here about it.
So here's the expenses that's on the back. Shipping and exhibition, installation, for signs, outdoor banner, marketing, Chicago, program, tours, and workshops. So that's their expenses that is on the back.
Do you have one, teacher?
And then that's why I ask, is like they do, I wanna say I saw it somewhere, they have some summer activities for some youth, but I mix up all the different things that have going on, because there's so much going on in the summer.
Glasses on that, let me just say this.
So that's what I was asking, because if the money could be going towards providing camps for some of our youth to participate in, it might be something we're more interested in donating for, because it will benefit our
These are
community.
just the names
People.
of the exhibiting artists. Those are the names of them.
Well, we could find out if there's a charge for any of this.
So we can table this discussion again, so I need to ask her a mission, right? If there's a mission, and what other questions need to be asked? If there's a cost for a mission,
Clarify, if people are sponsoring and donating, it goes towards these expenses that she has listed on the back. Is that what they're trying to recoup their monies for?
And then Sarah had a good, did you hear that, Sarah? Sarah had a good, question as well. How will it benefit the youth within the community?
Or people, not even just you.
People,
So where are some?
the local. Well, those are different events though.
So it is game. So the best art festival tickets for employees, clients, and friends.
But I could, yeah, but that's it, like, one of them is for the Disney Festival. The art festival on the beach. So maybe those is when they're saying sponsors, they'll give them some of those tickets. I can ask her, I'm gonna ask her, get
Okay.
clarity.
Yeah.
Any other questions that you want me to ask Janet?
That would be helpful.
So I mean, it looks like on their website, there's some, like there's one here, free family friendly program, for children, see different showcasing of children. So if that's like coupled with this, if it's a span of something and not just one event that you pay a ticket for, that might change our mind a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Where did I?
Can you make certain that those questions are in the minutes so I
I don't
can?
remember what I, yeah.
Call them private something.
Okay, we got it. Side, can you have side? Okay, so any other commission comments?
Well, I can mention that Bethel AME Church is having their 120th anniversary.
Can you speak up?
Bethel AME Church is having its 120th anniversary, October the 25th. We are the oldest African-American church in Michigan City.
Okay.
So we're 120 years old, and that celebration is going to be October the 25th at the Senior Center.
Okay.
Senior or right? No, I'm sorry, senior. Sorry.
They took the Senior Center.
Okay.
Messed up. And
What time is it?
it's a dinner. I don't have that in front of me, but I'll give it to you later. It's October the 25th.
Okay, got
The tickets are $50. We're also having a porta pit on June the 21st at Al's on Franklin Street,
Okay, and that's for Bethel?
Bethel AME Church.
Okay.
There'll be 3 meats, ribs, pork chops, and chicken.
Say the date again for me.
June 21st.
June 21st,
We're pit at Al's on Franklin.
Al's on Franklin.
Okay.
And Minority Health is having their breast cancer event on September, what did I say?
25th or 27th?
I'm in my calendar.
Or is it the 20th? 20th.
September 20th, and it will start at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Tickets are $50.
Okay. What is again, Minority Health is what?
Our annual breast cancer event.
Okay.
I haven't scheduled the walk yet.
Okay.
And you said the Minority Health breast cancer event, you said the tickets were $50? And then what was the ticket for the first one you said, the Bethel Church?
The dinner, those are $50.
That's what I thought you said too. Just,
Do you have a time for the breast cancer event? I'm sorry.
6 until, I think it's 6 until 10,
And where is that?
or at.
Got it.
Okay. So,
I'm looking for any members any people that belong to Bethel back in the day, friends and family, if you can contact me, I will send you a letter.
Valerie, do you have any?
Move with the Mayor, our third Move with the Mayor, is this Saturday. It is in conjunction with the Water Tower Park ribbon cutting. So we will start registering at 10:30 a.m. at the Water Tower Park for Move with the Mayor. And I think the ribbon cutting starts at 11, so right after the ribbon cutting, we'll have, the Move with the Mayor thing, and Dr. Cora will be speaking about diabetes, cardiovascular issues, and we also have Joe Lanning, and he'll be working us out doing Taekwondo. This is free,
That sounds
open to
nice.
the public. And then after that, our last one for Move with the Mayor is June 14th. And that will be behind the Michigan City Police Department. Same time, 10:30 registration, 11 o'clock. The speaker is Swanson Center with Mental Health, and also our Franciscan Health pharmacist will be there to talk to you about diabetic medications. And the workout is yoga, and we have Deshaun Cookie, the line dancing with Cookie, and that will close us out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to make that one because I'm participating with a youth conference, but I can come to the next one. Is there another one after that one?
We just had 4.
I thought it was one in June.
That's the one I just said, June 14th.
June 14th? Oh, that's not with, I thought you said something about the ribbon cutting. That's Saturday.
That's
That's the
Saturday, the
Okay, and then
31st.
the next one is,
And the last one is June 14th.
I can make that one.
Yeah.
That's where I got all that stuff at.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Them forts. Yeah, that's where I got all that.
Okay, so any other, do you wanna, is it too soon? Well, actually, I want to bring it
Kind of
back.
save the date.
Okay, for
Maybe
the
I'll do a speak at one of the meetings or
next
something, but
meeting, I can schedule it if it's okay.
yeah, just to
Okay.
kind of give you guys a heads up, Franciscan Health, we're having our inaugural first Women's Health Conference. That will be October 4th, 2025. This year, it's a Saturday, it's all day. We have keynote speakers all day, breakout sessions, exhibitors. We have a pamper room for the women. And it's only going to cost $10. So the information will be coming out. So you all be able to, scan the QR code or go to the URL and start purchasing your tickets. And for exhibitors, it will be $100. And we do have sponsorships available. Levels of 500, I think 750, 1,000 or 2,500 and 5,000. So we already start reaching out for sponsorships right now. So yeah, Franciscan Health's our first Women's Health Conference. Is called She Strong, Healthy, Empowered.
That sounds amazing.
The colors are purple, green, and gold. So
Okay.
I'll be talking more about it later. So
You say that date for me again one more time.
October 4th,
Okay.
Saturday,
Tickets are
Purdue.
$10.
$10. Purdue University Northwest in Westville. 8 to 5.
That sounds like that's gonna be amazing. Anyone else?
That's it.
I wanna say this, Michigan City Park and Recreation, it seems like it appears they're doing wonderful. They have a nice lineup of different events, summer events for youth, basketball, fitness in the parks and different things of that nature. So, just maybe encouraging parents or whatnot to go online and view the City of Michigan City Park Recreation.
You can also look on the Michigan City Area Schools website. They do have a section or a tab for summer activities in the community that gives you a nice list of things.
Also, Sarah, do you know about the meals or whatnot for this summer? If they're going to offer that for youth?
Yeah, the food program through the schools, it's at different locations throughout the city. That's also on the website. The other one that was through the state with the 200, with
Stipend?
the
Was it like a stipend or something?
cards,
Yes,
that is not continuing this summer.
okay.
But the schools do at different locations.
So they have to go to different locations to.
There's at the schools, there's it might be at some of the different schools. I think one year
Parks.
it was at, and it may still very well be like YMCA or Gardena Park. They go to the
Right.
different locations in the
Pool and
community.
field, different things like
Yeah.
that.
and offer the meals.
So they do lunches.
Yeah, children do have to be present with the adults, I believe.
Isn't it breakfast too?
I'm not sure on that 100%. I know they did it before, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, and then how about if they're interested, parents are interested in camps, summer camps or whatnot? Are they offering that this year? I know Boys and Girls Club usually
Yeah,
does.
there's.
The neighborhood center with Brian Thomas, he does,
Mhm.
but,
The school website does have a lot of different resources, so that's one place to look. There's a sailing camp that's free. I know in the community, my kids are signed up for that one, so
Are they
they
offering
offer sail.
swimming for the kids this summer?
sometimes, usually in the summer camps, they coordinate with the
they do.
YMCA.
Boys and
If
Girls
it's the
Club
Y one, they
used
do
to,
that.
And I know the neighborhood center used to too, they would coordinate, so.
I wonder what the age is for the Brian's summer camp.
Reach out, that would be, they would contact the North Central Community Action Agency for the neighborhood center
Okay.
camps if they're interested. Usually a lot of those slots fill up quickly.
Quickly, like the safe harbor camps.
they do,
They're
like, they should have been
probably
applied
full.
probably
Yeah.
3 months ago.
But I believe, and it doesn't hurt to check with the Park and Recreation as well, because I believe they may,
Range from 6 to
not
3.
certain, but to check and see if they have summer camps as well.
Real.
Anyone else have any comments or whatnot that they wanna, okay, so can someone motion to end the meeting?
Your turn.
A motion that we end our meeting.
Anyone second? Can we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all for, your time, taking up your time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I said oppose.